Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with this report claiming that Atletico Madrid interested in this transfer listed Barca duo Frank Kessie and Ferran Torres, and they could enter Joao Felix operation. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about the US tour that Barca did travel yesterday to the United States for their preseason tour. We are going to be discussing on the squad list Xavi has prepared for that. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Following Joao Felix bombshell admission that he wants to play for Barcelona the other night, speculations over a possible move for Atletico Madrid in the ongoing transfer window have been doing the rounds relentlessly. Los Rojiblancos are believed to be furious with the Portuguese forward's comments and find his behavior to be very disrespectful and unprofessional. And given his fractured relationship with Diego Simeone, they would be happy to see him leave this summer as long as their terms are met. Earlier today, reports emerged claiming that Atletico Madrid could give the go-ahead to Joao Felix joining Barcelona on a loan deal with an option to purchase. However, the economics of the deal might pose a challenge as Barca would not be in a position to pay any loan fee for the versatile forward, while his wages could also prove problematic unless there are some exits from the club. But the latest report from Sport claims that there could be a solution that works out for all parties involved. Atletico Madrid are said to be interested in Barcelona duo Frank Kessie and Ferran Torres, and it could open up the possibility of one of the pair entering the operation that will see Felix move the other way permanently. It is well established by this point that Barca wish to offload both Frank Kessie and Ferran Torres this summer. Due to their financial fair play situation, they have been trying to sell the pair but have not had success so far. But with Atletico Madrid interested in the duo, the Catalans could find a way to shoot two birds with one stone by letting either Frank Kessie or Torres move the other way as part of the operation to rope in Felix from the Citivas Metropolitano. However, the report adds that Torres and Kessie's wages would be an impediment for Atletico Madrid to push ahead with the interest in the pair. There has been no direct contact between the two clubs at this point, but Felix's agent, Jorge Mendes, has been talking to both Barcelona and Atletico to try and work out an agreeable arrangement for his clients. It remains to be seen whether the super agent can facilitate an agreement between the La Liga rivals for Felix, and if so, whether either Frank Kessie or Torres would be involved in the operation. Of course, Joao Felix's comments the other night came as a shock to some people, but knowing fully well that the player have never been in good terms with Atletico Madrid boss Diego Simeone and the club overall, he never cared about the consequences of such statements. And from there onwards, we have been hearing countless rumors linking the player to Barcelona. Of course, Atletico Madrid are reportedly open to letting him leave to his dream club, Barcelona. But Barca, with their poor financial state, cannot go for that deal. Even for a loan move, they can still go for that deal because the deal will be costly for loans as well. It will cost about 20 million euros to do every expenses, even if you want to go for a loan. Then let alone buying the player permanently is very unreachable as it stands for FC Barcelona. So this report now is claiming that Ferran Torres and Frank Kessie could enter the operation. Of course, Barca have been trying to sell those two players, but to no avail so far. And it could make life very easier for Barca if Atletico Madrid eyeing those two players is actually true. Then I think Barca can facilitate the operation for Joao Felix. So it remains to be seen what will be decided of those two players. If Barca decides to send them to Atletico, then you definitely expect it to include Joao Felix in the deal. But it's going to be very difficult, guys. Honestly, it's going to be a tricky affair for both clubs. Let's see how this coming week will look like. Then, moving on to the next story of discussion, Barcelona will fly to the United States of America, of course, for their pre-season camp. And ahead of the trip, manager Xavi Hernandez released the list of players he will be taking along. The manager has announced a long list of 32 players who will be traveling to the US, where Barca are scheduled to play 4 friendly encounters. As expected, the entire first-team squad that won the La Liga title last season will be making the trip to North America. It includes transfer-listed players such as Ferran Torres and Franquicia. Julian Araujo, who is linked to the loan exit, also makes the cut. In addition, all three new signings, Ilkay Gundogan, Inigo Martinez, and Aurelio Romeo, whose transfer was confirmed earlier yesterday, will also travel. Meanwhile, players that have returned from loan such as Lenglet, Ace Abde, Sergino Dest also feature on Xavi's list, but there is no place for Nico Gonzalez, indicating that an exit might be close for the midfielder. As far as the youth players are concerned, 7 names makes the list in the form of Mikael Faye, Marc Casado, Alex Garcia, Alex Valle, Andre Astralaga, Lamine Yamal, and Fermin Lopez. Barca will kick off the tour with friendly against Juve this weekend before playing Arsenal and Real Madrid. They will end up the trip with a game against AC Milan. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.